Good to go? Awesome. What's going on, family? It's your man Miami Patron back in the cut for a new video. And I actually got a different setup here. I'm now standing up, and I believe by standing up I can produce more energy for you guys, and I can float and move around. So guys, what I'm gonna be talking about in this video is you become what you think about. Now this saying was actually coined by Earl Nightingale. If you don't know who Earl Nightingale, he was actually mentored by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill was the person that wrote Think and Grow Rich, and Earl Nightingale mentored Bob Proctor. Now I'm working with Bob Proctor. But Earl said this in his most famous audio called The Strangest Secret. I highly recommend you listen to this audio. I've been listening to this audio now for months on end, for the last 3 to 4 months, and it's completely changing my life. And the basis of this audio said this: whoever, us as human beings, whatever thoughts that most dominate our mind will manifest into its physical counterpart. That is what Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich. And whatever we think about, we will bring about. Now, I have a couple quotes that I want to bring in to support what Earl Nightingale says, and then I'm gonna go into what it is, how you can apply it to your life, and begin manifesting and thinking the things you want into your life. I'm gonna start off with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson that said this: "A man is what he thinks about all day long." Now this is from William James. James said, "We need only in cold blood act as if the thing in question were real, and it will become infallibly real by growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real." When I hear that, I think of the last video that I made about a couple days ago, when I said that whatever we think about, the way we think, feel, think, act, and feel is on a certain frequency, is at a certain vibration, and you'll begin attracting those things into your life by the law of attraction and the law of vibration. So now the question is this: what is it that's actually dominating your mind? When you look at your results, are you happy with your results? Whether it's your weight, your income, your business, your team, whatever it is that you're running right now. If you look at it and you're not happy with the results, you have to question, what is it that you're actually thinking about? What are the thoughts you are letting control your mind? We become what we think about. So if you're thinking in terms of you don't want something, like for example, let's just say, let's talk about debt, right? Let's just say you have a lot of credit card debt and you're thinking, I don't want a lot of debt. I don't want a lot of debt. I want to get out of debt. I want to get out of debt. Like, this is what you're telling people. This is what you're telling yourself. You see, you become what you think about, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. You see, it doesn't, if you say you want to get out of debt, what are you saying? You're thinking debt, right? So if your goal is to get out of debt, you don't think debt, you think prosperity. You think of producing income, you think of creating, you think of producing more income, and that will allow you on the back end to pay off that debt. So whatever it is that you don't want, you will also attract into your life. So this is an important thing to know about the subconscious mind, right? There's actually 2 parts of the mind. If you haven't watched my video, I'll probably make another video diving deeper into the 2 parts of the mind, right? We have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is our thinking mind. For example, you're watching this video right now using your conscious mind. It's your intellectual mind. It's when you read books, you're watching audios. You know, this is the mind, part of the mind that school teaches us, right? But then there's also our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind, and by the way, back on the conscious mind, our conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject an idea. For example, if I say something that's completely crazy, like my shirt right now is red, if I keep telling you my shirt is red, your conscience is thinking, no, it's not, your shirt is black, right? That part of your brain is your conscious mind. But you see, your subconscious mind does not have the ability to accept or reject any idea that it is taught, that it is passed over, right? We pass on ideas to our subconscious mind through our conscious mind. So if you use repetition, you could even plant the idea that you think this shirt is red, right? But that's on a different crazy subject, right? So back on the thing of we become what we think about, the idea that most dominates your mind, whether positive or negative, will begin to manifest itself. So I have a couple supporting things I want to share with you right here. Begin to question as you're watching this video, what is it that I'm actually thinking about? And you might be wondering, success, right? If you're watching this video, you're probably into some form of personal development, or you want to achieve success in whatever that is. And what Earl Nightingale says success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, right? Let's break that down. Progressive, that means you're working towards a worthy ideal, something that you want inside, something that you have written down, not something that's just fluttered around that you hold in your mind, but something that's concrete and you have written down. That's a worthy ideal. That's the version of success that Earl Nightingale talks about. I think that's a great definition. Success doesn't mean a bunch of cars, a bunch of materialistic stuff, right? Some people, especially with Instagram nowadays, people think that's success. Success is whatever it is you define in your life. Okay, so when we look at somebody that's succeeding in whatever it is that they want, or whatever it is that you want, you have to be thinking, what is that person thinking, right? That person probably has a concrete and worthwhile goal that they're moving towards. And they're letting that idea saturate into their mind and saturate into their subconscious mind, where they begin acting, feeling, and behaving in a way that produces those results. So then a person on the other hand, flip side, a person that lets their mind be filled with no direction, anxiety, fear, resentment, all these negative ideas, right? Even if it's not even meant, it could be subconscious, you're not even thinking about it, or it can be consciously, like even judging people, right? That all these different emotions are being planted in your subconscious mind. And remember, when you think about something, it must manifest. So when you think thoughts of anxiety, sooner rather than later, those feelings will then vibrate through your body, through fear, anxiety, lack of self-belief, lack of self-esteem. Okay? And the person that thinks about nothing, right? They go about their day, they wake up, they go to their job, they don't know why anybody's doing anything. They literally just act and feel and move because the guy next door is doing it, because the cat down the road, right? As Infinite Water says, Ralph Smart, the cat down the road. If you see that everybody else is doing it and you just go along without ever questioning why it is that you do what you do, when you think about nothing, you become nothing. And I think that's even scarier, knowing that we become nothing. We literally become an amoeba going down the stream of life instead of actively producing and creating our life, right? Like Bob Proctor says, right? He's my mentor. We were put on this earth to do God's work. Now you might be asking, what's God's work? God being the creator, we are here to create. Us as humans, we have the ability to create. We are not like a bird flying in the sky, where his only objective is to be a bird, right? That he is perfect, that instinct is perfect. But us as human beings, we have the ability to create ideas out of our mind and then turn that into the physical counterpart. I want to go ahead and tell you a story about how we can relate our thoughts and our mind and put this into something where we can really understand it. I want you to think about this. Think about a farmer. Think about a farmer that is growing corn. Okay, growing corn. Our mind can be likened to the fertile soil that a farmer will use to grow his crops. Okay, so he has two seeds, this farmer. In one hand, he has corn, right? Something to nourish the body. And in the other hand, he has a seed of nightshade. Nightshade is a deadly poison, right? So the farmer has these two seeds. And what he's gonna do, he's gonna plant both of these seeds into the ground. Now remember, the reason we're using this analogy is because the fertile soil, the fertile ground, the earth can be likened to the subconscious mind, to the mind of man. So when you plant the corn and he waters it, right? The farmer, he waters it. He makes sure it's fed, has the sunlight, nourishment. He takes care of it. He grows it. That corn will sprout and produce fruits, right? That can be likened to a positive thought that you plant into your mind. But also the reverse is also true. If you plant and you nurture that negative nightshade, that poison for the body, and he cares for it, he waters it, he nurtures it, he gives it the right amount of sun and energy, that nightshade, that poison will also grow in the same exact relation to that corn when he puts the same amount of energy. So what does that mean? Whether you plant positive thoughts into your mind or whether you plant negative, poison, anxiety, fear into your mind, whichever one you decide, you give that energy and let it grow, that is what will manifest into your life. So that's when Earl Nightingale said, we become what we think about. That's what he was saying. So you have to monitor what it is that you're thinking about. If you look at your results, whether it's your weight, your living situation, your team, your life, whatever it is, whatever you call success, if you look at it and you're not happy with it, it's just a result of what you planted months, weeks, years prior to that, right? And now you have to change your thoughts. Don't look at your current situation. Don't let your outside environment control your thoughts moving forward. You must consciously plant these new ideas into your mind, and soon they will manifest. Guys, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe below, because there was a lot of stuff that I just mentioned in this video that I have to share with you moving forward. Like, how do you actually plant that subconscious mind? How do you reprogram your mind? How do you not look at your external results and plant that? How do you get emotionally involved with the idea? These are a lot of different concepts that I'm learning from my mentor, Bob Proctor. So make sure you subscribe below. I do have my number below. If you want to go ahead and you want to work with me, potentially work with me where I can provide value between me and Bob Proctor, give me a call. Maybe we can work together, me, you, Bob Proctor, and do something special. It's your man, Miami Patron. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.